Today's episode on the Waveshow, we're headed to the pool. Please give it up for a sophomore attacker from Redwood City, California, Sean Ferrari. Hey, Sean, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Things are going well. Can you give us the latest update right now? Where are you exactly, and how have you been dealing with this global pandemic?
Yeah, so I'm actually in LA right now. I got here yesterday because I'm starting to move into my new place. But ever since March, when we left campus, I kind of headed back to Redwood City, which is home for me, up in the Bay Area, Northern California. Pretty much been hunkered down like everybody else, trying to make the most of COVID-19. But good to be back in Malibu, back in LA. So I'm excited.
Now, I want to jump into water polo right away, a sport that I personally was not used to coming from the Midwest before I got to California, but I've learned to love now. I love going to your guys' matches. I love working your matches. What kind of culture does Pepperdine water polo bring to the pool?
Yeah, definitely. So culture is something that we're very proud of at Pepperdine Water Polo. We have these kind of pillars that are our central points, and they're family, respect, excellence, discipline, grit, and commitment. And I think family is kind of the biggest one, something that we really care about, something that I felt since day one. Starts with the coaches. Both coaches have made it very apparent that they're there for us 24/7, 365 with whatever we need. They respect us. They love us. And I think that really carries down into everybody on the team. I have 20 something of my best friends, my brothers, guys that I do anything for, great competitors. They make it so much fun coming to practice every day, coming to games, and they're great competitors. And I really think that gives us an edge in the pool because obviously, as you know, you can be a great player, but it's the better team that wins. And I think just how close we are and how much time we spend together and how well we get along, I think that really helps us in the pool.
You mentioned your coaches being there for you 24/7. Terry Schroeder and Merrill Moses have made a huge name for themselves in this sport. What's it like being coached under their outstanding leadership?
Definitely. So, well, starting with Terry Schroeder, he kind of has this reputation in the United States as almost being a godfather of water polo type. He's played in multiple Olympics. He's won medals in the Olympics. He's even coached and won medals in the Olympics. So he's been responsible for a lot of the positive results that the U.S. has had in the Olympic Games, which is the highest level possible. He's won two GCC titles, which is the most out of any coach in the GCC since we've started. So safe to say that, the results speak for itself. Everywhere he goes, he's had a positive impact. Merrill Moses, another guy that, needs no introduction, three-time Olympian, silver medalist, best goalie in the world for some time now. I don't think I've ever met anybody with an enthusiasm for life, for working hard, and for his players like him. And, we're extremely lucky to have him. And even our other assistant coach, Michael Tragitt, great college player, could have easily played professionally after, but, wanted to get back to the program and still gets in and shows his stuff in practice. So obviously amazing players that have done amazing in their water polo careers, but even more so, they're amazing people. They're all like father figures to me, and I'm incredibly blessed to be able to play for them. So it's been a dream come true.
Growing up as a kid, when people ask, what sports did you play growing up? A lot of the time people will answer baseball, soccer, basketball, softball. Water polo isn't as common. I just want to ask you personally, how did you get involved with the sport and end up at Pepperdine to play it collegiately?
Yeah, so I was honestly like those guys. I thought, I was going to play in the NBA or play in the NFL or something like that. But and my mom tried to get me to play water polo, but the thought of me getting into Speedo, and I was mortified. I was like, yeah, there's no way I'll ever do that. But my sister played, and she actually played in college. And so I kind of grew up sort of knowing the sport, and she kind of inspired me. And once I tried it out, I fell in love with it and never looked back.
Now, you had a special year last year competing for a national championship. What experience did you and the team take away from that run, and how are you guys going to use that into this upcoming season here in 2020?
Yeah, so obviously we learned a lot. It was a great season. I think the biggest takeaway that some of the guys are going to get from that was, as simple as it sounds, learning how to win. You think obviously, score more goals than the other team, and that's all it takes. But something during my freshman year, we were in a lot of close games down the stretch and went into overtime, but kind of struggled to close out the games. And I think this past year, thanks to that family aspect, there was a lot of times late in the game when we were down or going into overtime, we were down, but we found that extra gear, made that extra play, and really did whatever it takes to win. And I think that was very valuable, and kind of overcoming the hurdle of last year, not being able to close out those games. I think that we're going to take that into next year, and then even be able to build upon that, and maybe close the games out before the fourth quarter and not make it as close. And so I think learning how to win and grinding out those wins was a big thing, because November last year we had this mantra, no lose November, and we ended up doing that, which was great, but the games weren't pretty, but we did what we needed to do and got those wins.
Now, you mentioned your freshman season. You came into Pepperdine and immediately made an impact on the team, starting all games, scoring multiple goals for the Waves. What contributed most to that?
Yeah, well, it's interesting. I came out of high school, kind of a smaller, undersized guy, and I wasn't like super heavily recruited or anything like that. But I came from some great high school coaches, great high school club team, and I really just came in with a chip on my shoulder. I wanted to make my family proud, make the Waves community proud, all the alumni that wore that orange P on their water polo cap. And so the coaches, obviously being the great coaches that they are, they gave me plenty of opportunities to prove myself, and I really owe it all to my teammates, the older guys, the other freshmen, so much guidance, mentorship. They believed in me, and I really owe it all to them. And if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have been able to start off the year on a good foot.
Now, today it's been, a very weird time, in the world, with many things happening, a global pandemic, lots going on. What has life been like you during COVID-19 and water polo on your own?
Yeah, so I mean, I think it's hard because water polo, it's not like super easy to practice, like, maybe basketball, where you can go to the park and shoot hoops. I was fortunate enough to have a little pool in my backyard. Me and my dad built a cage back when I was in high school out of pipe. So I still kind of get in, condition legs, shoot for like an hour a day. But I've just been trying to do as much cardio as I can. We've been doing team Zoom workouts, and so that's good to kind of keep the spirit alive with the team and stuff like that. But it's been tough, but the water polo community's been so good on Instagram, posting little home video workouts that you can do. So it hasn't been too hard. We'll see once I get back in the pool how it paid off. So, but we'll see.
Now, once we all return to campus, hopefully here soon, what's the future of the team looking like for 2020? Can you maybe give us a little bit of insight on newcomers that are coming and the returners like yourself?
Absolutely. So first off, we're super excited for all the freshmen coming in. There's a ton of talent, some international talent coming in too, which is always great. Obviously, they're going to have to fill a couple big roles because we did lose some crucial seniors this past year. But, we're super confident that they're going to come in. They're going to be ready to go. As for the returners, last year we came up short of our ultimate goal by one game, the national championship. So I can confidently say that each and every one of us, all the returning guys, are going to do whatever it takes to get us back. Now that we tasted the water, so to say, of the NC2A's national championship, semifinals, blah, 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 we're going to work incredibly hard, do whatever we can to overcome all the adversity of next season, and hopefully bring back some more hardware from Malibu.
What's your summer looking like for the next few months? And can you maybe give us some insight on what we can expect here in the next few weeks?
Yeah, absolutely. So I actually just got off a Zoom call with our whole team and head coaches. They're super hopeful that we're going to be back. Obviously, we're going to have to go through a little bit of a testing process to make sure we're good fitness-wise and COVID-19-wise. And then hopefully we'll get a return to play soon there. And then pretty much it's just going to be catching up for lost time, trying to get back into season form as soon as possible. I'm in the process of moving into my new house right now. So I'm actually in LA right now trying to do that. But once we get settled in, just get back in the pool, kind of get my tan back on and get ready for next season.
Well, thank you so much, Sean, for your time today. I know it's been a weird few months, but it was so nice to see your face. I miss all the student athletes, and hopefully we can get back on campus soon and start training for the upcoming 2020 season.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Olivia.
Thank you.